Morning again. 20th episode of two grumpy old men talking about sport. We've made it.
Number 20, is that what we're on?
This is number 20. Yes, the 20th week of us talking utter nonsense.
Well, I'm talking all facts and...
Oh, yeah. You're talking full facts here.
Of course.
More
Where do we begin then with our factual programme?
Well, we would begin, I suppose, with yesterday's games, seeing as there's not much else happened in the sporting world besides a few random bits.
Well, I have watched them, which is...
Well done. Good. Impressive start to life.
Thought I'd, make the effort and watch them.
So which game do you want to start with? Where shall we begin?
The first one, I watched it back to front. I watched City Chelsea first, because I didn't realise I played each other.
Yeah,
good game.
City kind of found a way to win that, despite what I personally think are some weird choices by the manager.
Well, did two of the new players play, or three of them?
Two of them started. I can't think the names because I'm terrible with names.
Is it?
Mamouche and Izanov or somebody Anov at the back.
I don't know. Or the other guy.
And the bit I found weird with that is, so they both signed Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. And within 2 days of joining the club, both in the starting 11, the defender within a couple of minutes makes a horrendous error and puts them behind. That just piles the pressure on the guy. Why not start Stones, who's not fully fit, and give the new guy the second half to ease him in? You've just literally thrown him in at deep end.
Kind of feel like he's proving to the owners that they were desperate for him, isn't he?
But in the end, it worked because they won the game, so you can't deny it. But it just seemed a weird choice to make, just to literally throw a brand new centre half in against Chelsea, who are, although not the best team in the league, having a much better season. He then makes a mistake, concedes a goal, gets booked, and we're not even 10 minutes in. And it's just like you're potentially ruining this guy's confidence inside half an hour. And it just seemed a strange choice to make.
If he recovers from it, or if he just becomes a bag of nuts. But
yeah, I just found it a really weird choice.
I'm guessing. I mean, I didn't see the lineup, so I didn't see who was on the bench. But I'm guessing they had. I mean,
Stones on the bench. Because Diaz is injured, I believe, but Stones was on the bench. So it just seemed a strange choice.
That Mamouche started.
Yes,
I mean, the one thing City don't lack is attacking players, do they?
No, but I suppose in recent... Well, you said that in recent weeks. I mean, they scored 6 at Ipswich last week, or against Ipswich last week.
Goals. I mean, I don't think scoring goals has been the problem. I mean, midweek they lost in the Champions League, didn't they? They scored 2 goals.
Yeah, they were 2-0 up and bottled it.
Also conceded 4. So it hardly seems like scoring goals has been the problem. So I don't know why they bought another attacking player, and I don't know why he started, because what are the other guys doing?
Well, I mean, he's lost complete faith in Grealish, understandably, I think. I don't think there's any future for him there now. Foden, although scored yesterday, hasn't had an amazing season so far.
No, so but I think he's come good recently.
Yeah, Haaland is doing what Haaland does. He gets a chance, he scores, and then potters about for the next 70 minutes. Fair enough. It's what you are as a player, apparently, and it seems to work quite well for you, so who am I to judge?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as a game, it was a very good first half. I was less paying attention to the second half because I was doing bits, but the first half was a very good game of football. But I think Chelsea probably should have killed it off when they had a couple of half-decent chances and ended up letting Man City off, and then Man City did what Man City historically have always done and found a way to win.
I mean, they've got a keeper that seems to have more errors in him than most, doesn't he? I mean, I know I can't say much, but...
That's rich.
Sat here up on the pedestal.
Any Man United fan should not talk about is the quality of anybody else's goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that, but we need to address it, don't we? You drop a bit of a clanger. I'll let you take it then, seeing as I'm not allowed to.
Well, you are allowed to, but I just think it's a bit hypocritical of you sat there with a goalkeeper who basically dives out of the way of the football.
No, he dove out the football. He just did it in the way that a 9-year-old would. Just, we're proud to get to the ball. Forgot about the rest. It was almost a Perez-esque moment, wasn't it? He did well to get down to
No, he
it,
didn't.
to get to it, and then he crashed on laps 52 of 55, and he just punched it out. Yeah.
But I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, there was another one yesterday by the Southampton goalkeeper, I think it was. It's just criminal. Goalkeeping and defending
they
is
just
just
keep playing
become.
out from the back and playing it to the opposition. I mean, they've
Yeah.
changed manager and they're still fucking doing it.
They're not learning. They're not adapting. They're not improving. They're not.
Who's the Southampton manager, by the way? Is he the oldest man on the planet?
I don't know who he is. I saw
Where have
when I
they found
watched
him?
the highlights this morning. I was looking at him like, I don't know where you've appeared from.
But he must be like 75 years old.
He'd probably come out the same nursing home as Roy Hodgson.
I mean, they've gone from one extreme. They've gone from a young guy at the championship who's got no experience to a man that's probably, if he's been a manager all his life, I mean, I don't even have a freaking clue. He's probably managed 14,000 games. Can they not go in the middle and just get somebody normal? What the fuck is it?
I mean, just somebody with some decent experience and some decent understanding of the Premier League. I don't know, maybe a Sean Dyche would have been a good idea for him.
He's got that big a glass, though. He can't even see game. He's that blind.
They need somebody who's just going to shore them up at the back and stop trying to play this expansive football. It's not working. Stop it.
Where's Big Sam? Is he still retired? Or?
Yeah, they should have gone for Sean Dyche when it was looking dicey at Everton. They should have gone after him because he would have. Yes, he wouldn't have played great looking football, but he might have started getting some points and just shoring up at the back and steadying the ship. Because what they're doing now is a fast track to relegation.
West Ham fans should have kept David Moyes now that he's gone into Everton and is winning games.
Funny they should mention that. We've been saying it for 6 months. Why did you sack a manager that was doing fine?
West Ham are shite. I mean, Everton have been shite, but they've brought in a manager that knows what he's doing in the Premier League, and suddenly they're starting to pick up points. I know it's the new manager thing, but they're picking up points.
Well, they picked up points yesterday because the Brighton defender made... I mean, why would you try and punch that out of play when you've got VAR now? How did you expect to get away with it?
I don't know. They know that every little thing's being scrutinised, so you know you've got to sort of keep your ducks in a row, and you not be doing stupid things like that.
Yeah, it's just literally handed Everton a goal, and then they've hung on.
Which is all they can do at the minute, because I mean they are still a bad side, but I mean
yes, they are, but getting points out of it.
Coming from me is hardly the greatest critic in the world, but yeah, they are still a bad side, aren't they?
Bournemouth, wow, they are. Oh, that was.
I mean, we've been saying it for enough weeks. Bournemouth are fucking brilliant. I mean, Kluivert is possibly one of the best strikers in the league at the minute. He's scoring goals from everywhere. I mean, his second goal that got disallowed was unbelievable. That little
it really was.
One touch. I mean, they were lucky to get that disallowed, but Bournemouth are unreal, aren't they? They don't even, and it's not luck because it's weak. I mean, they scored 4 against Newcastle and 5 against Forest, who are both in the top 6, 7.
5.
So
both in top 5.
And they don't look like a team. You don't look at them and think, oh yeah, but you know they could have gave up 3 or 4 goals. They look solid at the back and they score fucking unbelievable goals. And they've got, like I said, they said last week, didn't we, about they don't have to have the best players. They haven't got any of the best players in the league by any stretch. Probably wouldn't even get in most teams in the top 10. But they just play together so well.
Yeah, they've got a really good squad mentality, the togetherness, and it's working right now for them, which is how Forest have got where they have, because they've got a very similar mentality. It was quite telling that when the two sides that are probably, with the greatest respects, in positions they shouldn't be, came together, that actually Forest all of a sudden looked like Forest of 18 months ago. They looked poor at the back. There were some silly decisions made.
I mean, I looked at the 3 o'clock fixtures yesterday, and Arsenal were on, a few of the games were on. That's the game I would have watched. Bournemouth Forest.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because you knew it was going to be a decent game.
And if you'd have said to me a year ago, you're going to watch Bournemouth Forest, I'd have probably rather set my telly on fire. But
yeah, because it would have been horrendous, like you say, 18 months ago.
Because they both play. I mean, Forest were poor yesterday, but Bournemouth made them look poor. But normally, Forest are so nice going forward and so good to watch that you just looked at that game and thought, oh, there'll be goals in this. It was 3-3 or 3-2. I mean, but Bournemouth just took it away from them, didn't they? Yeah,
because I mean, they just started. They came out really quickly, and just Forest couldn't live with it. And then they said
that they'd only got 12 or 13 fit first team players as well.
Yeah, so you might get difference to highlights, but literally on the highlights it showed like a balcony with all the injured players in it. There must have been 11
I
players
didn't
sat
see
up
that.
there.
Yeah, the commentator just said, I don't know, they scored the third or the fourth goal. Like they've only got 12 or 13 fit first team players. And I'm like, can you imagine any of the top 6 managers having 13 fit players? How much they'd moan?
Oh
Can you
God, yeah.
imagine a Pep or a Ten Hag or a Arteta only having 13 fit players? Oh my God, it'd end up world. I mean, Pep's only lost one player. Let's go out and spend 200 million on 3 new ones. It's absolutely mental, isn't it?
That is very, very crazy, yeah.
So, yeah, 13 fit player.
And then what other games do we have? Yes, so we've covered Everton, City. Liverpool just cruised in the end.
Yeah, Liverpool are by far at the minute the best team in the league, aren't they?
I mean, Ipswich nearly got one back late on, but he's offside, and the guy who scored it shouldn't have been on the pitch. Because it
They do
literally
score late on, don't they?
it get disallowed. It ends up 3-1. Am I thinking of the wrong game? No, it ends up 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but
4-1.
they did. I thought they had another goal disallowed potentially.
No, the save when Alisson made the diving save when he should have scored. I don't remember one disallowed, but I might have missed it.
But yeah, and Cisco stays on the pitch having literally half karate kicked Endo in the chest that turns into a knee to the jaw. And apparently that's a yellow card in English football. But then Arsenal get a man sent off for running.
What's VAR doing? Where? I mean, who's the plonker in VAR that's watched that and gone, well, that's a definite red card?
I mean, I don't get how Michael Oliver's decided it live, if I'm honest, because he's pretty close to it and can see it. And then I don't get how 3 men have sat in a video room and gone, absolutely, you're completely
far
right.
from a referee, far from a referee. But I'm looking at that and thinking, how close to goal is it? Well, he's a million miles away. It couldn't be much further away from goal. He's definitely not the last man. Even if he is the last man that far from goal, it doesn't count for me.
No.
You know, because he's so far to go. There's 2 other Arsenal players deeper than him. All right, they're a little bit wider, but they're deeper than him. I mean, there's so much to happen for that to even be half a goal scoring chance.
Oh, he's not been sent off for that, though. He's been sent off for serious foul play.
But by doing what?
Because, apparently, I listened to the analysis this morning, he catches him above the ankle. So when he stands on him, which he does catch him, fine. Because he catches him above the ankle, that's considered serious foul play within the laws of the game. So apparently, within the laws, he's got every right to send him off somehow.
What?
Yeah. Because he catches him outside at shin, doesn't he? Sort of. It is above his ankle, but it's not. I don't think it's malicious. I don't think there's any.
Leg. He's not. He's not off the floor.
No.
Snapping
He's just
him
caught
too.
him.
He knows what he's doing. He's brought him down.
Yeah.
It's a yellow card every time. 100% of the time it's a yellow card. It's never been a red. And I don't like Arsenal. I'm glad they get people sent off, but that's not a red card.
It's not even close, is it? But then Gomez gets sent off for 2 yellows, and his second yellow is surely a red.
Yeah, well, based on that.
Exactly. I don't get it.
He goes over the ball, studs eye, stamps on him. So that should be a straight red then.
So I don't get the concept of how we've got one's a yellow and one's a red.
The thing is now we have to listen to Arsenal fans going on about inconsistencies all week again.
It's all right, they won, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they'd have not won, it would have been a major problem in the world.
Yeah.
For the next 74 hours of the fact that it's all a conspiracy, it's all an agenda. Everybody hates them and nobody wants them to win. I mean, the last part is true because I'm sick of hearing how it's all an agenda.
So was the other. Oh, there's Newcastle. Oh, Isaac's second goal, nice. Who did Newcastle play?
Southampton.
Oh yeah. Well, Southampton. Are they down yet? Are they?
I mean, they were down in August. Let's be honest.
They've got to be down now, aren't they?
I mean, if they carry on the way they're doing, they're on track to beat Derby's record for the lowest ever points haul.
Or do they get 15?
9.
9.
Derby got 9 points.
9 points.
The thing is, though, when they're that bad, who gave them the 9 points?
You've got 4 games against the other teams that came up against you at the same time as you, and you still only managed to get 9 points.
I mean, Southampton have only got 6.
Sorry?
Southampton have only got 6 right now. 1 win, 3 draws.
Have they got Man U to play again yet, though?
Probably. That'll be the second win of the season.
So I'll put them on 9. So
but they are. The weird thing is, though, they're only 10 points away from safety. It's how bad the bottom of the league's been this year. You'd expect with 6 points after 23 games, you'd be miles away. But apparently not.
Yeah, so was the bottom three at the minute then.
Leicester on 14, Ipswich on 16, Wolves on 16. It's 3 from 4, really, because Everton are now 7 points clear of Wolves.
You just look at Wolves and think they've got too much against the others, haven't they? Leicester look like they're flogging a dead horse. Ipswich are trying. They really are trying. But again, they've just got so many championship players, haven't they? Literally. Probably not even championship, probably League One players. I mean, they came up from League One and then came up to Premier League, didn't they? 2 promotions.
Yeah.
They've probably got a bunch of League One players that performed really well in championship and now are well out of the depth, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got Smodic, who's a very good player. They've got Phillips, who could potentially find some sort of form again. But other than that, they're surrounded by people that are just putting a lot of effort in without probably the quality that they need at this point.
A bit like Luton. I came across the Luton game yesterday, who are now bottom of the championship, I think.
Literally, they've just crumbled.
Did they not want to get relegated on the last day of the season or something?
Yes, and they're now 23rd in the championship.
What's going on there?
I'm guessing a lot of the players must have left. I don't know the Luton squad anymore.
I mean, the manager. No, well, yeah, some of the
Ross
players
Barkley
have left,
and somebody.
The manager's gone, aren't they? I mean, you're not telling me that Ross Barkley was the saviour, have you? I mean,
no, but for the level of the championship, he should still be a decent footballer. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, he should. But so we got today then.
Well, as soon as you brought up today's fixtures, I'm now going to go on one of my very, very many rants about the English football fixture system.
Well, I'm guessing you're going to rant about the same thing I'm going to rant about, because
there are 4 games today. 2 at 2 o'clock, which is quite all right. 1 at 4:30, which is very, very usual. Why, in God's name, is there a game at 7 o'clock on a Sunday evening?
Obviously, for me, it's quite important to check when the kickoff times are. Doesn't mean I'll get them right, but I do have to check, just so I've got a rough idea of what time it is. I don't know what day it is, but I know what time it is. And it said 3 a.m. and I'm thinking, oh, fine. 3 a.m. must be an 8 o'clock kickoff. No, that's a 7 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday.
Yep.
I mean, what has this ever happened before? Is it something since I left, or?
I think it has happened before, but it's for. So obviously they split up the TV packages, don't they? Of Sky gets so many, BT gets so many. They're not called BT anymore, but I don't care. Amazon gets some. Netflix probably gets some. At this point, bloody Channel 5 probably gets some.
Channel 5 getting a few. They'll throw a few in. One of a rip-roaring commentary on there, and Michael Owen and some other muppet.
So I'm guessing it's a TNT, Amazon, Netflix, something or other that's going to show it. But Man United fans, granted, a lot of them don't live in Manchester, the ones that do have to travel all the way to London on a Sunday night.
Which will be cheap, won't it? I just don't understand, of all the times that it could have been, why would it be a 7 o'clock on a Sunday? Why can't they utilise a Monday night slot like they normally do, or a Saturday night slot, or why Sunday night? I mean, does it really make any difference between 7 o'clock and 4:30? Well, is it just for the people that are paying for it? I'm guessing the TV people.
Yeah, the league have given out so many fixtures. They've bought them, so they've then scheduled this game for Sunday 7 o'clock. It's just utter nonsense.
There's been the same amount of games in the Premier League for fuck knows how many years.
Don't know. Martin Keown says they play more now. Remember that there isn't the same amount of games.
Yeah, well, Martin Keown's an idiot. Why have we got to? I mean, the one bit we're having Thursday night games in Premier League, and then we're having Friday night games now. We're now having Sunday night games. I mean, it's just
it's money and greed and TV rights. That's all it is. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about people traveling. They don't care that people have got jobs to do the day after. It's literally we can sell a TV match on we can sell a football match on TV.
That don't live in UK.
You're not important.
95,000 light years in front, and have to watch it. I mean, I've got to get up at 10 to 3 tomorrow morning, the next
Tuesday morning,
available morning, to watch this. This is stupid.
But why would you? Let's be honest.
If I know Anana's starting, I'm going back to bed. I'm not even getting it.
No point right now. Getting up at 3 a.m.
If he's in it, I'm just going back to sleep because I know what's going to happen. He's going to throw a ball in net. Anyway, we're not
Yeah.
talking about Man U this week because they haven't played and we're shite, so let's not talk about them. So we'll move on to somebody else.
Do have to talk about them a little bit, I'm afraid.
Why? We haven't played.
No, well, but your club have said some really, really stupid things this week.
I've not read it.
Virtue of the fact they've told fans that ticket prices might have to increase again to foot because they're close to failing PSR.
Yeah.
You can't keep punishing the fans because you're crap with money. That's not how life works.
No, you can't. I agree with that. But if you ask any Man United fan what they want now, is they want the club to go out and spend more money. So how do fans think this money comes about? I'm not defending Man United here. I'm defending football clubs in general. And I don't particularly want to defend football clubs because I think they're all stupid for paying players £350,000 a week. It's their own fault. But fans will sit on every possible media going, saying Man United need to buy this left back they're talking about. Man United need to go and buy a midfielder. Man United need to get a proper striker. Where do they think this money comes from?
True,
People
and that
spend
is...
it. So it's shirt sales, it's ticket sales, it's TV revenues. So if you don't like paying that much on Sky, and you don't like paying that much for a Man United ticket, and you don't like paying that much for a Man United shirt, which I don't, I agree, it's ridiculous. That's fine. But you can't then ask them to go and spend £80 million on a striker.
But is it not up to the club to go and find it through sponsorship revenue, selling some
It's all... But
rights
this is the problem,
in other countries?
So Manchester United are sponsored by whoever, right? If Adidas give Man United another £20 million a year, do you know what Adidas do? Put the price of the trainers up.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So there's no fan paying for it. You're paying for it one way or another. Doesn't matter.
True.
So I totally agree that putting prices... I hated paying how much I used to pay for Sky. I hate how much a Man United shirt is. It's ridiculous how much they cost. Going to a game for a family of 4 people is extortionate. If you've got, 2 blokes and 2 kids going, you're paying, what, 250 quid to go and watch Man United play some team they'll probably lose to? I totally agree. It's extortionate, but you've got to go one way or the other, haven't you? You've got to say, I'm not paying it no more. And I appreciate that we then can't go and buy a new striker, or I need us to buy a new striker. So I've just got to... We understand that they're going to put the prices up.
I suppose, though,
people that are going to get this in the neck are Ineos. And it's kind of like being a government, isn't it? They've come in to a shit show, a 10, 12-year shit show, and they're now trying to put it right.
Mm-hmm.
So do the fans want them to put it right? Because it seems like they do. They're always saying, we need to get our club back. We need to get back on the right track. Well, to do that, they've got to get rid of all these problems that have been put in place. And this is the only way they can do it, is by getting more money into the club to fill the black holes left by the idiots that are still owning the club, technically.
So they've not gone anywhere.
Well, they're not gone nowhere, but they're not running the day-to-day workings now, are they? So
do you not find it quite amusing that they've just vanished at this point? The Glaziers
just don't exist. I'd fucking vanish because they'll end up shot if not, won't they? Because there's some pretty mental people in Manchester. Someone's going to shoot them at some point if they turn up. I mean, if I were them, I'd disappear off face of earth quickly. But you can't put the club right without going through all this. They'll be looking back over the last 10 years at all the issues. We've got these massive contracts to pay to Casemiro, to Rashford, to people that we don't want there, Luke Shaw. All these players are on massive money. You can't get rid of them.
True.
Because they're on massive money. Rashford's technically up for sale this month. Everyone's looking at him, but no one's going to pay him. I mean, they're talking about us paying £100,000 a week to loan him out. I mean,
just to get rid of him.
That's mental. To pay somebody $100,000 a week to go and play for somebody else.
The last thing I want to actually mention on you as a club, then, Antony's agent needs a pay rise. He's got him another move.
I mean, he is good. Yeah. I mean,
how?
I'm just going to ring up and ask him how much he needs to get me a club. Because if he can get Antony another job as a footballer, he can get me one, definitely.
I couldn't believe it, because I said to one of my mates earlier in the week, I said, if he can't move clubs, because surely nobody looks at him and I want that player. And his agents managed to get him a loan deal to Betis. Like, granted, Betis are not amazing. They're not going to,
Can you not get the Premier League in Spain? Is it like conflicting rights, and they're not watched the Premier League in Spain. They're not seen. So
It's just probably told him he's amazing.
Chelsea bought a player once, didn't they, from his agent? And when he turned up, he'd never actually played football before, and they were like, "Who's this guy?" I think he's going to turn up first day of training. I bet he's going to go, "Who the hell's this? Got 4 left feet, and none are any good."
I thought we were signing a Brazilian winger. Who's this guy?
Only Man United could do that. Sign a Brazilian winger, a bit worst player that ever played for club.
And the fact that he's called Antony he's like he's the least Brazilian ever. His name's not Brazilian, and he's not got the skills of one.
No, he is absolutely shite. But good on Betis for taking him. They'll soon send him back. I mean, it's a telling thing, isn't it, that he's got there's no buy clause in his contract. So, however he's gone there, there's some backhander somewhere, isn't there?
How much are you paying of his wages is probably the main thing. I'm guessing you're probably paying a lot of them.
Well, probably 140%. We're probably paying him more to go than we are to stay. I mean, it's bad when you're loaning a player out that you've paid £80 million for, and you're not even planning on bringing anyone in to replace him.
85, but who's counting?
Well, doesn't matter, does it? Fans are paying.
Then the other sort of transfer news of the week was Walker's gone to Italy now.
AC Milan's gone?
Yeah, he's gone to AC Milan. I always look at that and think, why bother? I get you want to still play football, but you've gone to Italy. I mean, he's probably going to look amazing in Italy because most central defenders are about 94 years old and don't run. So the fact that he can still move.
Else in Premier League that took him. I mean, has he gone because he don't want to play in Premier League no more?
I think he's gone because Man City probably didn't want to let him go in the Premier League, let's be honest. And Milan have come in and offered him a chance to go and live in Italy for a while. It's warmer.
There's a couple of Chelsea players went there, didn't they? The English lad.
Tamori went to Roma.
Tamori went. He's gone, I think. Tamori was at AC Milan.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
That's him. That's what I'm thinking of. I think he's there as well.
Yes, I think he's in Italy somewhere. I don't know where now. But yeah. But it's like you've just gone there to think. It's like you've gone there to retire because it's warm.
But if you're Kyle Walker and you're going to go abroad, would you go to Italy? I mean, I wouldn't.
Depends which part of Italy. Some of it's very nice as a country.
They're not going to pay great money because they're not allowed fans into most games because they murder each other and chuck hand grenades at each other. So why have you not gone to Saudi Arabia like the rest of Muppets do, or MLS and get paid?
His wife wanted him to go to Saudi Arabia. That's why she didn't leave him. Apparently,
this is what I don't get. I just don't understand why Italy. It's not a great league.
No,
they don't play great.
But having said that, the Italian teams are all doing quite well in the Champions League this year, I think. So
yeah, because it's this new riveting setup that we've got, haven't we? I mean, on that, City are going to qualify, I take it, by the skin of their teeth.
Well, they're going to qualify for the fake round of 16.
I mean, have they even won a game this Champions League, and they're still going to qualify?
I mean, I'm glad you brought this up. I was going to mention it in a little bit, but you've beaten me to it.
Got ahead of myself.
Ever so slightly. No, Man City are currently out. With one game to go, they are
out. But they'll win the last game and get through.
And they'll win the last game a bit in.
But this does not make a total mockery of the thing.
I mean, let's be honest. None of it's ever been great. None of it's well thought out, and none of it's particularly interesting. If we're, looking at it rationally. However, I'm about to make it even more interesting for you. So,
are you getting rid of it?
Every game this week they were hyping up the permutations, which I didn't really care.
But I didn't actually understand the fixtures, so the permutation mean absolutely fuck all anyway.
And then somebody said, "Is it a benefit that Liverpool have won the group league?"
No, absolutely.
So I'm like, well, what a stupid question that is, because it should be. If you bother to win it, it should be a benefit.
I mean, once you were Liverpool and you've got enough points to qualify, just don't play the other games. Just send any Tom, Dick and Harry. Just send 11 fans to play the other games and rest of your players.
And I know we've said this format's quite confusing. Oh boy. Oh, we
Oh,
really
what a
underestimated how confusing this is. So I'm going to read you an exact word for word of how this next phase is going to work out. If you understand it, you're better than me. So, if a team finishes first or second, they will skip the knockout playoffs and play one of the winners of the matches between 17th and 18th and 15th and 16th seeds in the round of 16. If a team finishes 7th or 8th, they will skip the knockout playoffs and play one of the winners of the matches between the 9th and 10th and 23rd and 24th seeds in the round of 16. If a team finishes 15th or 16th, they will either play 17th or 18th seed in the knockout playoffs, followed by the first or second seed in this round of 16. If a team finishes 21st or 22nd, they will play either 11th or 12th seed in the knockout playoffs, followed by the 5th or 6th seed in the round of 16. Essentially, the higher a team places, the better chances they have avoiding each other.
Except for if you're third, fourth, fifth, or what?
Get it?
So third and fourth get no benefits, yet fifth and sixth do.
I really don't understand it. And then there was a question put. So Liverpool finishing first or second doesn't make a difference, and they put not significantly. With teams grouped in this way, both first and second will be seeded and then drawn against teams that have finished 15th to 18th and progress from their playoff. Both first and second will get to play the second leg at home. I don't get it.
What I don't get is
Any
you said
of it.
first or second technically skip around.
Yes. And so
then
do first to eighth all skip around.
Oh, that's not
It
how
was
you
just giving you
sense.
examples. But what I don't get is.
Yeah, well,
so
we knew
first-
that anyway. Because
but first and
9th,
second.
16th of a playoff, don't they? Or some extra round or.
But first or second will play 15th, 16th, 17th, or 18th, whoever qualifies of those four, two will go through, yeah?
Yeah, so they could.
And they will play first or second.
Yeah.
Right? We get that bit, yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the team that finishes 7th or 8th could technically play the team that finished 23rd and 24th if they get through the playoffs. So actually, they, in theory, get a better draw than finishing first or second.
That's what I thought. The numbers that were quoted aren't far enough down the thing, are they? If you finish first, you should be playing the winner of 23rd and 24th. Or
surely,
whatever left.
The easiest way to do it is first and second
play. How many teams go through to the next round here?
16. So you've got the first 8, and then you've got the second 8 of the first round of 16. But surely, if you've won the group, you should play the lowest ranked team to qualify. So of the next 16 teams, whoever wins those 8 games, who was the lowest in the league, should play what was the best, because that's your benefit.
So the top 8 go through, and the next 16 play each other?
Yes. So
who doesn't get through?
The bottom 22 teams, 12 teams, sorry. So there's 36 teams in this. 149. No, 36. We've been through this many times.
Yeah, I tried to remove it from my brain because it was a lot of information I didn't need. So but you know what, the top 8 go through, the next 16 then go and play another game, and the bottom 8
12 go home.
Are 12, yeah.
Go home. That's it, they're done. That's their European season over.
You win the league, and you play a team potentially to qualify from the middle, but yet you finish lower down, and you could play a team on the bottom.
Yes. So Liverpool's current reward for winning the group, so they'll play teams from 15th, 16th, 17th, or 18th. This is their draw right now. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, or Celtic. How is it a benefit winning this league?
So basically, once you're in that top 8, you want to be as far down that top 8 as possible.
Potentially, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I don't get it.
Like I said, so once they were able to not drop out that top 8, they should have just played any Tom, Dick, and Harry and just not sent the players and rested them.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I read that the other night, and I'm like, I don't understand what this is or how it works.
And I take it that's the same in all the European format. That's why Man United aren't winning it. We're planning on finish 7th, so we get a better draw.
I mean, the Conference League, they might as well just stop because Chelsea's just won it. Just call it a day because there's nobody in it besides Chelsea
nobody in
and
it.
Fiorentina.
Well, they'll not win it, will they? I mean, Man United didn't win any of the first 4 games, and if we win next week and the results go our way, we could finish second. How is this a riveting competition?
It's just crap.
They didn't win any of the first. I mean, City have lost more games in Champions League than lost in any other competition. They could still go through.
Yes, they could. If they win and results go their way, they'll go into the playoff round.
So do them teams drop into the next competition down now, or is that
no?
As well?
All of that's gone, which I do agree
with.
with.
That's the only good thing that's come of this.
Yeah,
to be fair, because that's a joke, isn't it? You know, you've lost your competition, go fuck someone else's competition up. But,
oh no, so you've won 4, drawn 3 now, so you are 4th, and have not definitely qualified, but you should. Well, you're in the playoffs at worst, technically.
They bring like when they bring Premier League table up after round of fixtures, you think, oh yeah, they bring table up. I just look at it and go, well, I'm none the wiser if you bring it table up. I don't know what fucking hell's happening. It just seems
I'm
to
none
be
the
more,
wiser when I look at the draw.
It scrolls down forever, doesn't it? And it's just there's just teams and teams and teams, and most of them you never heard of, and and they go, oh, the permutation. I think I'll turn it off at this point because I don't need to listen to this. Yeah,
so Chelsea are top by 4 points from Vitoria SC. Well done, whoever you are.
All the games.
Yes, with a goal difference of plus 21 in 6 games, averaging more than 3 goals a game.
It's been a riveting competition. Well done to UEFA for that.
I mean, Shamrock Rovers are in the playoffs. Good for them. Well done.
Pub. That pub in Ireland.
Probably. So yeah, I'm done with all of that. I just can't be bothered.
No, well, I can't. Yeah. When does New England manager start? Has he started?
Started in January. He was sat in the stands the other week. Some other game that I can't remember. Might be one of the Champions League games midweek, actually.
Well, if in his first game he doesn't start Foden and Palmer, he should be sacked.
Oh no, he's going to probably come up with some new convoluted.
Just sack him. There's
7 at the
2
back.
best English players we've got by a million miles, and if he doesn't start them both together, I just decided now he should be sacked. Maybe shot, but definitely sacked.
I don't want him to have the job anyway, but I suppose I'm going to have to allow him at least 30 seconds before I get really irate with him. So we'll give him the first minute of the first game.
When he announced his first team, if they're not in it, he should be sacked before kickoff.
This is why we don't run any sports. These are the exact reasons why we're not allowed.
Well, it'd be a lot more interesting, wouldn't it? And England come out.
Have a job.
Oh, he's been sacked before the game. Paul and Robert decided.
Sacked at half time.
Yeah, I'd have sacked Southgate at half time. Last game in group stages, it'd have gone.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Would have had new manager bounce for the second half of the game.
20 minutes and then sack him as well.
Maybe Frank had a crowd. They got him in, so go and G them on, get them going. Idiots.
Oh, dear.
So this is one for you. Tell me what's going on in Formula One.
Well, what is going on in Formula One? We had a nice chat last week about our friend Mohammed bin Sulayem.
The very rich, very little, very angry man.
Not as rich as you think he is. You Googled the wrong man, but that's by the by.
Oh, yeah. Well, his brother's rich.
But he's been at it again. So the whole swearing debacle that's raged on since Max said a naughty word a few months ago has,
Don't put it on here,
for no reason, reared its ugly head again, and he's now imposed. No, Mohammed bin Sulayem has now decided. Now, this rule has already existed, so it's not a new rule, but he's just made it much, much worse. So there are now fines, possible bans, and point deductions for causing, and I quote, moral injury or loss to the FIA.
Moral injury?
I mean,
can someone explain to me what moral injury is first? Because I don't even know what that means.
It means if he gets his little feelings hurt because Max said the naughty word.
Is this like we're back in play school when, you know, you say something nasty to somebody sat next to you and the teacher tells you you're not allowed to say that because it's, it's not very nice. I mean, are these not adults?
But the fines are quoted €80,000, doubling to 160,000, and then on your third offence you get a ban, and then they'll take points off you. Like what?
I mean, depending on where you are in the world, on what race, you might get stoned to death.
I mean, so if Max was to go, this effing car is absolutely in the same press conference, he's lost 160 grand. And if he stubs his talk way out and goes, oh, that's it, he's kicked out at sport.
He'll still finish above Perez, like, but
he's a tin pot dictator. He really is a tin pot dictator that's just making up crap after crap, and then sits there going, "Why don't the media like me?" Well, I mean, is it not obvious?
I mean, the media are going to like him in one regard because he's giving them stuff to write, and I mean, he's giving them a great. If you're following Formula One and you're writing about Formula One, he must be brilliant because he just gives you content for free, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They're going to go in on him, aren't they? Because what on earth is he coming? I mean, I don't read the Formula One bits when it's not on because I'm not like that invested in it. But it came up and I read it and I read it again and I thought, this man's just an absolute fruitcake, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a complete nut job.
Full on. I mean, yeah,
he's just power mad and he wants a dictatorship and he wants it run his way. And I really, really, really want all the drivers just to stand up on the first press conference, every one of them pick a swear word, every one of them say it, and then mic drop and leave.
Haven't we all said this before about, and I understand we talk about players having power, but there comes a point where the people at the top are ruining the sport. And I'm not saying that they should take law into their own hands, but this guy just needs ousting, doesn't it? I mean, just needs cutting off. And if you don't have to go and do something stupid if you're the drivers, but just say, nah, we're not putting up with this. We don't get talked to like this by some. I mean, I've never even heard of him until about 3 weeks ago. What the freaking hell? Where's he come from? Why do we need this guy? What does he do for the sport?
He is the president of the FIA, which obviously govern the sport. But they govern the sport in a way where he says we shouldn't pay for full-time stewards. F1 should. Well, if you're the governing body of a sport, I think you should pay to govern it.
But the way I look at these things is remove him from his job and remove the job. What problems do we create? None.
No.
It does nothing.
Absolutely none.
Does absolutely nothing.
Nope. He doesn't bring anything. All he does is he walks around the paddock. He tries to shake drivers' hands. He puts himself on the grid. He puts himself front and center in the media to make the sport about him when he should be unseen, unheard. He should be running in the background and making sure the sport is operating, making sure it's financial, making sure it's safe, making sure it's bringing new investors and new sponsors and new tracks. And we should never see him. We should only see him if something major happens. This man is in the media and on television week in, week out with a voice. And why?
But never says anything normal or anything that brings anything to anyone's life, does he? He just talks absolute drivel.
It's just all nonsense. And it's a typical dictatorship of he'll just spout things because he wants the attention, while also saying, I don't want the attention, I'm just here to do a job. Well, you're not. If you were there to do a job, you'd shut up and do it.
And stop your job,
Leave people alone. Stop picking on them because Max said fuck in a press conference once. So what? He's a grown man. Shut up.
Yeah. And
shut up.
Yeah, just grow up. Yeah. Literally grow up.
The off season of F1, like you said, should be a quiet time. Go away. Set up for the new season. The fact that we've done quite a few podcasts since the end of the season, and every week I've had something to speak about, and 90% of it has been that man. It's just insane. All right, I'm going to calm down. My blood pressure's elevating quite quickly.
Yeah, you don't care. Lewis has been out in a Ferrari. So did he do something wrong?
Who?
Lewis.
No, why?
I don't know. It said something about Ferrari quickly put right. Something as if it, I don't know. I thought it must have.
Yeah, he went out, did some test laps at Fiorano in the wet in the 2023. Yes.
And he's not testing the current car.
No, it's called the TPC program. Testing previous cars, TPC.
You're testing
so you can run
previous
car. Yes.
And that gives you what? Why would you test a previous car?
Because since the rule change in 22, although the cars have evolved, they are all based on the same concept of ground effect. So you could put newer parts, or you could change something on the 23 car, for instance, to give you data on what you think it might do to your current car, because the concept is vaguely the same. It can only run 1,000, I think it's 1,000 kilometers per year, and it can't be any newer than a 23 car. But for Lewis, it's more about it gets him into Ferrari and the buttons, the switches, the modes, the engineer telling him he's going to get wet tires when it's dry. You know, there's things he needs to
Has
learn.
it been through the alphabet? Yeah, because that's quite important.
In Italian, yes, he knows it all now.
So he's got A to Z in Italian, English, and just French in case they decide to use that language 1 week.
Yes.
And
But
does
more
he
than anything,
know
really,
that when they pit, it's a bit of a lottery what they put on?
yeah, or whether he'll ever come back out again, or whether they'll even be there and ready.
When it dry, they might put dries on it wet. They might put the same tires back on. They might put odd tires on.
They might be in garage having a cappuccino.
So he's done all that. So at least he knows what's coming now, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think more than anything, it was PR, wasn't it? I mean, the amount of fans there that was just
I just didn't realise they were allowed to. I mean, how do they govern that you're only allowed to 1,000 kilometers?
Everything's tracked to within an inch of its life. There'll be an FIA representative there when they do all this TPC running. There's cameras there these days. It's filmed because it's PR as well. Max did it last year at Imola.
You're not telling me Ferrari can't find a track somewhere that no one's at and run many laps?
They use their own. They've got their own track. They don't need to go anywhere. Although they will probably go to Barcelona at some point before late February.
Where is pre-season?
Bahrain, as it always is now.
When it Barcelona last year?
No,
not.
Not been Barcelona for the last 2 or 3 years now, potentially, if not more. It's too cold in Barcelona a lot of the time, so it's not very representative. And Bahrain paid a lot of money for it as well. Shock horror.
There you go. You've hit the nail on the head. It's nothing to do with the fucking weather.
But then, obviously, the first race of the season, we go to Australia, which is nice to have that back as the first race.
Yeah, it would have been if we could have got tickets.
And we're only 3 weeks away now. 3 weeks to the day, I think, something like that, from the livery launch in London.
Wow.
Which will either be a great spectacle or a complete car crash. There's going to be nothing
either
in
way,
between.
I won't be watching, so let me know.
Well, no, because you won't even know what date it is.
It's 3 weeks. I thought we'd be racing by then. When are we racing then? March?
3 weeks? No, 3 weeks time. It's only middle of February. Not racing February.
Back on track. No?
Back on track. Winter testing will be late February. And then the first race is 14th of March. 14th, 16th March, something like that. So we're still quite a few weeks away.
Fantastic.
From what should be one of the greatest seasons the sport has seen in a long time.
Well, it better be, because I'm flying all the way to Singapore to watch it. So
now going to be horrendous because I've said that. But you've got 4 or 5 new rookies, depending how you want to count them. You've got 8 new driver lineups because Lance Stroll still has a job. Don't have Perez. Yeah, so it's going to be.
We've got an Englishman in Ferrari. We've got an Englishman in McLaren. We've got an Englishman in a Mercedes. We've got an Englishman in a Williams.
No, we don't.
Albon?
One's Spanish, one's Thai.
No, Alex Albon's English.
He's not.
What?
He races for Thailand.
He was born in England.
It was, yeah, but his parents are Thai and he races under a Thai license. So
well,
he races for Thailand.
You can't just pick where you race from.
You can. Whatever you register your license for. You've got to think Lando Norris is half Belgian or quarter Belgian or something like that.
He's only 4'5". I mean, how much of him's Belgian?
Probably the bit of him that's good.
It doesn't matter where you're born. It just depends on where you passed your driving test.
It's where they register the license, yeah. So you can register with whatever nation you want to. You've got to think. So, Nico Rosberg, we all know as German. His dad raced under a Finnish license. He raced under a Finnish flag. But there you go.
You can't pick who you race for.
You can, apparently.
But you can't. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You can't just pick what nationality you want to be. Okay, it's like being football. I'm going to play for Ireland.
Without us going too political, looking at the world we live in, yes, you can choose what nationality you are in this day and age. You can do what you want.
Okay, now.
Literally,
it's bad
are no
enough in
rules
football.
anymore.
At least the granddads had to, like, be born in Ireland or something.
Or have passed through it on holiday once.
But you can't just say, well, I've decided that I've now. Why would you pick that?
But I do think, I think Keke Rosberg might have actually been from Finland, but then his son was born in Germany. I don't know. But then Lando's parents, one of them, I think one of them is Belgian, or one of his grandparents is Belgian, something like that. So there do tends to be links to these things. Albon's mum or dad, or possibly both, are from Thailand. So again, he can race under a Thai license anyway because he is by heritage Thai.
Interesting.
But yeah, so we've managed. We've got to within the last 5 weeks now before it's back. But between now and then, we have
gone quite quick. So there's only 5 weeks to the first race.
Something. I'm not very good.
There's 2 weekends of practicing now. There's only 1 weekend of practice.
Only 3 days. So we are there. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually still 7 weeks to the first race.
No, not gone that quick then. I thought, I'll something about edit that out.
It's better to leave it in when we're wrong, but we're good at.
Don't want to look stupid on my own show.
You should have resigned weeks ago.
I did. Then you made me come back after my holiday.
But yeah, so we've still got 7 weeks to Formula 1, but we only have 3 games left of the NFL season, 2 of which are tonight.
Tomorrow morning. Very
well,
early.
The rest of the civilized world is today, just because you live in a different time zone.
Yeah, so why are you away at the Commanders?
We're not.
I believe you are.
Believe it or not. In fact, no, we're not. We were the highest seeded team in.
I say you definitely are. That's the way Sky have put it down. So.
No. Have they written it Washington versus Philly?
No.
Have they written it Philly versus Washington?
Yeah.
No, it's Washington at Philly. It is. I know it is because we were first ranked in our division.
That's why I questioned it, because it's wrote wrong then.
Because we won the division. Well, we won the Little League, and then obviously we've won the division as well.
The Little League. So yeah, that's right. So the Buffalo and Kansas game is a repeat of last season's playoffs.
Yes. So go on then. Give me your 2 winners. You've got more.
100 million% the Chiefs and the Eagles. So the Super Bowl will be the Commanders v the Bills.
All you've done is pick all 4 options. That's not predicting.
Well, without a shadow of a doubt, it will be Eagles will beat the Commanders and the Chiefs will beat the Bills. I said that your quarterback weren't very good, and they started throwing absolute
bombs,
nitrous oxide balls the other day. And then you've got the fastest guy on the planet. It makes Usain Bolt look like a three-wheel tractor.
If you're the New York Giants and you've let Saquon Barkley go, how stupid do you feel right now?
But how bad must he have been to release him?
Well, on Hard Knocks, because I watched it based on them when he was there, they were like, he's really good, but do we really have the budget to spend on him? It's a bit of a luxury. We don't want to spend that much budget on him. And
the guy that scores the touchdowns, which is the whole fucking point of the game.
But
you only need 2. I'm going to simplify NFL for you. You need 2 people. You need the guy who chucks it and the guy who catches it. That's all you need.
Well, Saquon's the guy who runs it. So you do need 3.
Well, yeah, but the guy who takes the ball has got to be good, and the guy who throws the ball has got to be good. Yeah. If you've got them 2, you've got a half a chance. Because the rest of them are just big guys that run into people. And, you don't have to be very good. You just have to be massive. The bigger, the better, technically. Just run into other people. You just need a guy that's really good at getting in the red zone or the end zone, and a guy that's really good at chucking things. If you've got them 2, you're all right. If you're saying they're a luxury, not a luxury, they're a commodity you need in NFL, aren't they?
If we have anybody from America who listens, you've just ruined the biggest sport in their country.
You've just simplified it for all those Brits that are a bit stupid, that's all. It weren't against
one man chuck, other man catch.
Yeah. Me chuck, you catch. Each league repeat. Yeah. Yep. So definitely, Chiefs will win and Eagles will win. But
the Chiefs will win because they just do, because either they'll get a late penalty or...
They've only lost once this season so far.
Yeah. They should have probably lost about...
Go back then, obviously they won all the playoff games in last season, so it could be 18 months since they lost one game in 18 months.
Yeah.
Something like that, 16 months. There's not much chance of many even beating them. But I did say they wouldn't win it, so someone's going to have to beat them in final.
The Bills a while ago. I said the Bills would get to the Super Bowl.
You've got the two best quarterbacks are both playing each other. The Chiefs and the Bills. They're both playing the same game.
The Bills quarterback was. Is it? Yeah, totally gone.
Yeah.
But yes.
So them two are both playing each other. They're the best two quarterbacks in them four. Hurts is, he's thereabouts, but he's not quite as good. And the young lad at Commanders, I think it's his first season. So
yes, I think it is.
He's just loving life, isn't he? I mean, he was that. Yeah, he was celebrating and winning the last game with about 7 minutes to go, running around pitch like a madman. So, I think the problem is with playoffs when you come against the best. Patrick Mahomes usually wins them the game. I mean, I watched last season, they were losing going to the last 2 minutes, and it took them from one end of the pitch to the other, and you just stood there and went, wow. Yeah. Oh, it was the Super Bowl game. And you just look and think, yeah, that's the Erling Haaland or the, Thierry Henry of NFL. He's just gone and absolutely ran the game. So it's whoever comes out on top of that in a minute. The Eagles have won the NFL, the Super Bowl, quite recently, haven't they?
Your knowledge is better than mine on this one, I'm afraid.
Not being Eagles Super Bowl win. Not being a massive NFL fan for a long time. They won it quite recently.
2018.
Yeah, well, I suppose it isn't that recent, but it's not a million miles ago. I always think like the Chiefs have won the last two, so yeah, they're not won it. I watched the program and it was the year after they'd won it, and I was like, oh, they have won it quite recently. I just always think the Eagles is quite a small team that have never really been there, and they obviously have done quite well recently. So
yeah, and then this season didn't start amazing. We were 2-2, 3-2, and then just went on a massive
run. Laughing at you, weren't I?
11-2.
Because Miami were doing quite well at the start, and then I don't think Miami won another game after that.
Where are Miami? I'm not on holiday at this point.
Oh,
where are the Cowboys?
Yeah, they're doing well. I mean, I managed to pick the only two teams in the world that both lost the quarterbacks for nearly all the season. I did right well, didn't I? I mean, signed Dak Prescott to our money. We're at $240 million over 4 years, and I don't think he's played since. It's like, how we paid a guy that much, and he's now knackered. Yeah, well, I haven't watched Miami play for ages now.
You won't see him play well next.
This is what happens when you pick a team based on the weather.
Yeah, you probably should pick them based on some logic and fact and sound reasoning.
The does have a few flaws, I will admit. The sun was out, but the rest of the team are shite.
The sun's out and they're out. It's fine. It goes well together.
So it's Eagles Commanders first, isn't it? So is that
8 o'clock
on a normal
UK
time for you?
8 o'clock UK time. So I'll see most of it, but I won't see the end because it'll not end while I've gone midnight and I have to up at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, So I'll watch it. So I've got a bit of a tricky day tomorrow because there's Man U Fulham, which should be riveting, and then I've got 2 NFL games to watch.
I'd watch the NFL games and just
without finding out the scores, which is the hardest part of it all.
Well, you should be able to watch the Eagles game as soon as you get up and then move on to the Bills game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've got Man U to watch first, so
why bother? And Arnold will front ball in net, and you'll have gone home lost.
Well, I'm going to watch it. I'll see if he's playing. If he's playing, we're not watching it. I'll just predict that we'll lose and move on.
It's not a difficult prediction, let's be honest.
So have we got any other sports to slag? So we gave boxing a bit of a beast in last week. Got anyone else we want to put down before we go?
No, I think this week there's only been the very few odd people that have made stupid comments that have sent my blood pressure beyond what are safe levels. And
most of them are the Formula 1 chief.
Most of them are Mohammed Ben Sulayem. And he's getting now to the point of being on the top of my list of people that I don't want to get involved in sport. He's hit helmet Marco level.
And Mikel Arteta.
Yes, he's now in that group. It's a select group, but he's managed to find his way into it quite nicely.
Hey dear.
So I think for this week, we've pretty much covered everything. And I'm going to say that that's a wrap. And we'll see you all next week.
See you, next week, pal.